Hello everyone, this is HK Gaming and welcome to another video where we talk games the way they used to be. Today, we're diving into a serious question. Were games actually better back then, or are we just wearing nostalgia goggles? Spoiler alert, it's not just nostalgia. Let's break it down. There was a time when video games were built by people who lived and breathed games, not people trying to meet quarterly earnings. Back then, developers were the business. They weren't just employees, they were the visionaries. People like Will Wright, creator of SimCity, or Gabe Newell, who led Half-Life and later Steam, made games because they were obsessed with the craft. They weren't answering to investor calls. There were no marketing departments breathing down their necks telling them to appeal to Gen Z or add monetization layers. Companies like Blizzard North or early Valve could spend years refining a single game because they believed in making it right, not fast. Fast forward to today, and creativity is shackled to profit margins. Games are rarely built to last. They are built to retain, extract, and monetize. You can feel it. Even the most polished AAA titles often feel hollow. This isn't just nostalgia. This is the death of artistic freedom in favor of corporate live service strategy. In older games, developers had very limited tools, low polygon counts, tiny budgets, and no voice acting. So they had to pour their energy into gameplay mechanics, level design, and player freedom. The only way to impress players was through depth and creativity. But in modern AAA gaming, there is a noticeable shift, a stronger focus on cinematic presentation, voice acting, and visual fidelity, sometimes at the expense of actual gameplay. Take Cyberpunk 2077, for example. One of the game's biggest marketing points was that it starred Keanu Reeves. He played a major character, Johnny Silverhand, and appeared in trailers, conferences, and even memes. Then you have Death Stranding, directed by Hideo Kojima, featuring Norman Reedus, Mads Mikkelsen, Léa Seydoux, and even Guillermo del Toro, a cast list you would expect in a blockbuster movie, not a video game. Even Call of Duty Advanced Warfare cast Kevin Spacey as the main villain, leveraging his fame to generate hype. So what's the issue? These actors cost millions of dollars, and that budget often comes at the expense of gameplay depth or polish. Studios allocate resources to motion capture, face scanning, and high-end cinematics. Things that look great in trailers but may not improve the actual experience of playing the game. It's like dressing up a shallow experience in a tuxedo. Many modern AAA games feel more like interactive movies than actual games. You get long cutscenes, quick-time events, and scripted sequences instead of open-ended gameplay. It's beautiful, yes, but it's also hollow. You can watch these games on YouTube and get 90% of the experience without even touching a controller. This hollowification of games is a sign that studios are chasing mainstream appeal, not making something unforgettable to play. And in the process, they lose the soul that made classic games so special. One of the biggest changes in modern gaming is how games are designed to keep you engaged endlessly, rather than simply offering a fun, complete experience. Back in the day, you bought a game, played it, and finished it. It was a complete product. It respected your time and gave you everything up front. But today, many modern games are designed more like services. They are built to keep you logging in daily, grinding for tiny rewards, or chasing limited time items. These systems are often called live service models, and they are not made to be fun the way older games were. They are made to be addictive. Modern design often revolves around daily quests, season passes, endless progression systems, time-limited events, FOMO, which stands for fear of missing out. All of these are tactics meant to turn gaming into a routine, almost like a second job. And when fun becomes an obligation, you naturally start enjoying it less. So no, you are not just burned out, The way games are made today, constantly demanding your attention, makes it harder to relax and have fun. That's not your fault, that's intentional design. You've probably heard it before, you're just nostalgic. But let's think about it for a second. Nostalgia means you remember things as better than they actually were. But what if, just maybe, the games were genuinely better? Think about how many old games you can pick up today and still enjoy right away. There's no massive tutorial, no 100 pop-ups, no update required before you can even press start. You just boot it up and you're in. The gameplay speaks for itself. No gimmicks, no fluff. And here's the key difference. Old games were built around design limitations. Developers had to innovate around hardware restrictions. They couldn't rely on flashy visuals or bloated soundtracks. They had to focus on the gameplay, the story, and the mechanics. That pressure made them more creative, not less. Modern games often hide behind stunning graphics or big marketing campaigns. But the soul, the charm, the personality, it's often missing. This isn't about remembering our childhood. It's about recognizing that games used to be crafted with passion and ingenuity, not metrics and monetization. So maybe, just maybe, you're not wrong for missing the past. Maybe the past was actually worth missing. One of the biggest reasons older games felt better is because they were built with a clear audience in mind. The developers had a vision, and they weren't trying to make something for everyone. They were making something for you, for fans who would truly care. Take Warcraft 3 for example. It wasn't trying to be flashy or super casual friendly. It was a game for strategy lovers. It was complex, it was deep. It expected you to learn, adapt, and think. And if you did, the payoff was massive. You got the experience, one of the richest, most creative RTS titles ever made. It gave you full control over how you wanted to play. You could dive into custom games, experiment with map editors, or just play a solid campaign that actually respected your time. That's something we rarely see in modern games. Today, many titles are watered down to appeal to as wide an audience as possible. But in doing that, they lose their soul. By trying to appeal to everyone, they often end up connecting with no one. Warcraft 3 is proof that when developers make a game for someone and do it well, it became unforgettable. But not all hope is lost. Some games still get it. Games like Doom Eternal, fast, brutal, raw, it knows what it wants to be and delivers it without filler. The Binding of Isaac, it's weird, it's smart, it's designed, not focus tested. These games aren't trying to be movies, they are trying to be games, and that's exactly what we need. Please tell me in the comments what is the modern game that is an exception. At the end of the day, it's not just nostalgia talking. Games used to be more focused, more personal, and more creative. Not because they had better graphics or bigger budgets, but because they had heart. And while not everything today is bad, it's clear that something is missing. Maybe the industry will find its way back, or maybe we'll keep looking for that spark in the classics. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, hit the dislike button if you didn't, and please consider subscribing for the channel for more quality content videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.